Oh man. You know when you find an old picture of you and a friend, or maybe that one pal, or that just one somebody that you haven't seen in a long time and you miss them, and you miss who they used to be, or for instance, for someone like Zero Absolute Zero, you probably find a picture of his old one-itis, and you look at it and it's like someone drove a knife into your heart. Like, you used to care so much for this person. Maybe now they've changed, or they moved away, or worst case, they died. Although on that end, it might not be so bad because you have closure. It's like they're gone, so no more chances with them. Can't do nothing with a corpse. I'm saying this because recently I found, so I did two things. I found some old pictures and videos back from when Chloe and I were still in high school and she was on the volleyball team. So that's a nice jog down memory lane of, the fact that she used to be pretty and a lot more approachable. Like, she was actually interested in me for a little bit. Not because I was handsome or anything, but because, let's just put it this way. She had never met me before. And when chicks meet, new people, they tend to get all interested, like, oh, who are you? And I guess also because I was Asian and, I guess she just thought I was smart or something. So she thought she could use me for fucking homework help or some shit. And yes, I'm Asian, but so what? What difference does it make? Asian, black, white, whatever the fuck else you are, black pill don't care. To the black pill, we're all meatbags. It's just too bad that universally life is not that nice. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's probably why she took an interest. But like I said, we got along quite well. I can go into more detail in another vid because I'm kind of on a time crunch here. But I found those old videos, old pictures. It's kind of like one of those trip down memory lane moments. Like, wow, you used to be nice and approachable and actually pretty, and she looked like the kind of girl I would hang out with at the park or at a restaurant or something. And just, I don't know, goof off and talk about stupid shit and take dumb selfies, or we do goofy poses or some stuff with. The second thing was I found two pictures. Well, I'll just focus on the one. It was of this presumably an American chick wearing Daisy Dukes and a white tank top and a wicker chair. She was holding a bottle of soda with a bowler. She was wearing a stroke. White tank top, Daisy Dukes, bowler hat with a Texas, flag on it, sitting in a wicker chair on a porch, smiling for the camera. And for a second there, I thought to myself, wow, this girl looks a lot like Chloe. They look a lot alike. I mean, it wasn't her, I could tell, but, it was kind of one of those alternate universe moments. Like, nah. Imagine you had a picture of her like this. Imagine you had a moment with her like this, I'm not saying I could have. I probably couldn't have, and I accept that. But, it didn't feel good. It was just, oh. I mean, that happened to a lot of women that I know. Like I said before, they all got chunky, or, now they apply enough makeup to make them look like clowns, at least in my opinion, and, they're all hedonistic. Just, other than school, all they do, or all they seem to do, is fucking party, which does not interest me, because it's like, which white bitch doesn't do that? Actually, no, which chick doesn't do that? Like, even engineering fucking girls will do that shit. It's like, I'm not saying like, I need a girl that's not like other girls. Like, no, people are generally the same, but it's just kind of stale. Like, all these women just seem like carbon copies with maybe like slight modifications. And in my opinion, at least, Chloe, how should I put it? She very much looks now like the type of girl that is into, you know, a lot of partying. She looks like the kind of girl that goes to like house parties every other weekend. You know? But, you know, the way she dresses and I guess in a way the way she's aged. You know, she just kind of like, you look at someone and you can kind of tell like, oh, this person is kind of like that. Or, you know, this person probably, for instance, you can look at someone and say, oh, this person probably does drugs. Or, oh, this person is probably a tradesperson. Or, oh, this person is probably an office worker. Or, oh, this person probably spends their free time drinking and living it up. And, I mean, the worst part, the one that hurt the most was seeing those old pictures, videos of her, you know, it's like, I knew her once, personally, and we met and talked every day, and here I am, like, fucking 3, 4, 5 years later, and it's been so long, and she's gone. I mean, she's still alive, but the Chloe, like I said, Chloe I knew was gone. She went from the kind of girl who was nice and approachable, who you could hang out with and, you know, goof off with, to just, you know, how should I put it? I'll be rude, because why not? Traditional, you know, a fucking cookie cutter university slut. Let's just say. It's kind of like how Fred, you know, he used to love Star Trek. He wanted to be an aerospace engineer so he could build the USS Enterprise. And, you know, now he just shuts up and goes to work or goes to school and comes home and sits on his laptop for the rest of the night like every other fucker out there, you know. It's just, life either beats you down or, shall I say, it corrupts you. Just changes you. You're not who you once were. And, you know, I'm not saying don't change, and I'm not saying change can be stopped, but, you know, everyone I know, they've just kind of lost that sense of innocence, so to speak, that sense of purity. Zero, absolute zero, you would understand that you're probably the best qualified to make a comment or two. You know, you want a nice, modest girl. I wouldn't mind a nice, modest girl, but also one who's a little bit on the wild side. But I'm not looking for, like I said, cookie cutter, I drink and sit with, like, 10 other girls and, like, 15 other guys in somebody's house and, you know, get wasted or whatever the fuck they're doing. Like I said in my type of woman video, right? Like, I'd like a girl who, you know, does a little bit more outdoorsy stuff. I don't know, maybe someone who drifts or goes hunting or, you know, goes fishing or just some shit like that. I don't know. You know, just someone who isn't as urbanized, I guess. Urbanized chicks, and I'm not saying, like, just because you live in the country and you're a woman, it doesn't mean, like, you know, you're unique or you're, like, fucking the gold standard. I'm just saying, like, it would seem to me that a lot of the girls that I've seen who live in urban areas, you live in the city, suburbs, just, they all just feel like the same, you know? They all just seem to be, it just feels like they're so shackled to the system, like, without, like, all these modern conveniences and without social media and, you know, without all their makeup and whatever. It's like, it feels like they'll be nobody. It's like, I don't want to fucking date or marry a girl like that. I'm not saying I'll necessarily be able to. I'm just saying, it's like, no, like, on one hand, like I said, you're no different from every other chick in a big city out there. And secondly, you know, it's just, you don't, like, it's like, it kind of feels like they don't think for themselves. And I'm not saying just because you live on a farm, it means you'll think for yourself. But, you know, rural people, as far as I know, they're usually more independent. They usually have a bit more of a critical thinking brain, so to speak. And it might be a bit easier to talk to a rural person, you know, a person who really does, like, hard farm labor, you know, and, you know, show them, like, hey, this game of go to work and shut up and pay your tax and all that is a load of shit. A city girl, especially one like Chloe, she ain't never gonna believe it. I'm not saying you need to turn a woman over to the black pill, like, no. But it would be easier, probably, to talk to a girl who lives more, you know, closer to the land about these things. Because city girls, it's like, why would they want to listen to the black pill or, you know, that kind of shit? Like, the city life is all they know. The city life is pretty much their entire personality. And they're not gonna fucking try and change. You know, like their lifestyle depends on feeding the machine and doing the whole go to work and shut up and spend your money on bullcrap, you know, lifestyle. Again, I'm not saying country girls are necessarily special, but I guess I do have a soft spot for them personally. Especially ones with a southern accent, like, whoo! Oh, baby, come here. Yeah, but you know, like I said, she's obviously not that kind of girl. I mean, maybe she never was, but, you know. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Just, nostalgia hurts. Old memories hurt. Especially they remind you of what used to be and how it's all gone forever now. Fucking hell. I'll probably elaborate more on my adventures with Chloe in a later vid, but not today. That's all I wanted to say. See ya.